some changes that were recently made in Shadows, I think is one of our best game.
I would agree.
Thank you.
So yesterday, folks, I uploaded 3 videos. That's 3 videos I shot back to back instead of back to front, which would have been very interesting if this lady was involved. But today, folks, it's a bit more serious than I ever imagined for Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows. It seems this studio just cannot get a break. And in this instance, why should I even feel sorry for them? Because some new allegation highlights have actually risen to the forefront, and I tell you what, it's the usual fake, nonsensory, boilerplate corporate response we expect from Ubisoft these days. Tencent, if you're watching this video, are you sure you want to buy this company out? I mean, you might want to step back a little bit, guys, and think, do I really want to do this? I'm guessing they are.
Oh, Kung Fu Hot Dog. Oh, man. Great to see you. Welcome, welcome. Member for 2 months says, the irony of it all is that Kim is half white. She hates her Caucasian French dad, probably Yves Guillemot from Ubisoft. Wouldn't that be the wildest twist in this entire story if that ended up being the case? Could you imagine?
Or mash, get smash.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Deeply disturbed Ubisoft, as quoted by pushsquare.com, the article written by Liam Croft, no relation to Lara, of course. They're deeply disturbed Ubisoft by these allegations that have been risen to the forefront by a channel on YouTube called People Make Games. I vaguely heard of them, but I don't know why. Now, they claim in the video that abuse has taken place at the Indonesia support studio for Assassin's Creed Shadows, which makes you wonder why they're getting so many delays. This actually does shine a spotlight now on why Shadows is consistently getting delayed. And towards the end of this video, folks, I'm just going to highlight or remind you of the things that have actually dogged this production since it began in 2020. So the support studio in Indonesia is called Brandeville, and the commissioner of that is a female, of course. Her name is Kwan Cherry Lai. Now, she allegedly has abused a fellow employee called Krista Sidney. She's put her through physical and mental health, which is just not nuts. Now, from my understanding of this, Krista doesn't work there anymore because it's speaking about it in past tense while she worked at the company. It's claimed that Cherry Lai initially took Sydney under her wing following a dispute, but this working relationship then led to abuse. Yes, I've been in that situation myself before, not to the extent of this, but again, in my case, I was mentally harassed by a micromanaging female manager. By the way, she was Caucasian or is Caucasian. So I don't want to bring color into it, but some of you might be speculating, what was it a typical black woman, Jace? Nope, she was absolutely the untypical white Karen-esque woman back in the day, and she caused me to go off work for at least 2 months, and I'm glad I did, and then they removed her from that position. Thank God for that. But by that time, I didn't want to get back into it. Anyway, folks, I digress. The mental abuse reportedly began with daily Christian worship, being forced to write lines, daily check-ins of her outfits, and being humiliated in front of her colleagues. So, well, now when I read that initially, I thought they meant the video game character outfits, but if I'm reading this correctly, it's to do with... No, it can't be. It can't be what clothes you wear to work. Surely not. I might be misreading that, actually. When Sydney attended the External Development Summit, XDS, in 2022, It is claimed that Lie, and funny that she is called Lie because she's an outright liar, only allowed Krista to sleep for a handful of minutes across the 4 days before the event. People Make Games then claims the abuse became physical, with Sydney forced into filming herself slapping herself across the face 100 times and concussing herself by hitting her head against a door frame. Now, while these are all alleged, you know what I'm going to ask, right? I've got to put my detective overcoat on here as Columbo. Does she have the footage that she claims she went through? Because again, if you're filming yourself like this, there has to be a copy stored on cloud through your synced devices and your email address, right? So again, nice to hear these things in terms of this could be destroying proof for Ubisoft in that case. Not nice that she's done it, but again, when I hear these things, that skeptical voice just rises over me like, okay, have you got proof? Reports of abuse from other employees at Brandonville has also come to light. Again, this is a typical thing that happens when you're in a troubled office environment. Something happens to one employer, but then you're trying to enlist the support of other employees or employers who feel the same way about your situation, but they're too scared to come forward. Again, I've been in that situation and it didn't lead me down a very good road either. So don't trust people that want you to be on their side, because at the end of the day, folks, are they going to take your side when it comes to the real crux of the matter? The answer probably is a very definitive no. So in response to the allegations, Ubisoft issued the following statement to Eurogamer. We are deeply disturbed by the recent reports surrounding Brandonville Studios. We strongly condemn all forms of abuse, and our thoughts are with the affected employees. I wonder, Yves Jameau, if these are the alleged affected employees who probably reached out to you and told you what was going on, but you just put their matters aside because you've got bigger things to deal with, like getting Assassin's Creed Shadows being released in February, Black History Month in America.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
And by the way, that's not actually happening because according to this other report, I'm just going to go back to this screen right here, which is absolutely hilarious. AC Shadows delayed yet again. As Ubisoft explores company sale options. Oh, is that what it is? So apparently they're putting $20 million more into refining it. So the new release dates, and I'm going to sit on this one like...
That is one big pile of shit.
That the 20th of March 2025 is when we're going to see AC Shadows. I doubt that very much. I think it'll be a bit later than that. I think it'll be the 1st of April because, again, April Fools, folks. I'm willing to bet that right now. I'm willing to put my reputation on the line. So it's funny because they were all hoping to get this game out for the Black History Month in February in America. I don't know why it's in February over there, because in England it's around October, November. But I predicted in my videos that are covered on AC Shadows, they're not going to get it out in time, because I still believe right now that Ubisoft in Paris, France, has still got employees not going into the office to work. They prefer to work from home, and apparently this is offset delays in getting the game made. There's also, look, that story I just read about the Indonesian section of AC Shadows where that alleged allegation stuff has been taking place. I would not be surprised if it's also happening in Paris and maybe other remaining offices of Ubisoft around the world. It's got to be prevalent, right? It can't just be in one area. So I'm willing to bet, we're going to spread this thin, probably a bit more thinner than we usually do, right? So again, I am not wholly surprised about this news. Mark Alexis Cote, the same moronic fool who sat on stage last year talking to his friend. Oh, that warm, cozy fireside chat. But he actually made it a faux pas as well regarding that, because he was saying that, oh, we brought these new junior employees in to work on a video game.
And probably half the team that's building an Assassin's Creed is building a game for the first time. So they don't know. So you have to explain to them that even though they're playing the game right now and they think it's the worst thing they've ever seen, it's going to be good. Okay, we're going to get there.
And when they saw the AC Shadows footage, they were like, oh my God, that is horrible. What is that? It's a video game, bro. And again, these junior employees who are there to replace the much more experienced, middle-aged, and let's just dare say it, white engineers, developers have been at Ubisoft for years, to pick up their slack and not being trained properly, and to dive into a game that you hope is going to really be the last stand for Ubisoft right now. I believe that AC Shadows is going to be the game that actually kills them. And look, many of you have asked me to always cover AC Shadows. I think it's absolutely hilarious. I mean, we've had this AI tweaked art where Yasuke, the lead black protagonist in feudal Japan, right, who goes around killing Japanese people. I mean, what message are you sending out there, Ubisoft? You couldn't just have a white guy doing it or a Japanese guy doing it. What's the difference if a black man does it? Apparently, it means it's special. It's super, super special, y'all. And I mean, again, Yasuke is documented in history, was a married man with 2 children. But in this version of Assassin's Creed Shadows, he's going to have a gay love interest. And apparently his companion, Naue, the female, she'll have a lesbian relationship as well, because this is Ubisoft and apparently they think this is what gamers want. No, we want to take a sword out or whatever and just kill people. Go on missions, have your bird do reconnaissance in the skies for you and have a good old time. But apparently that's all amiss now with Ubisoft. All they want to do is just shove in identity politics and hope that ESG and DEI investment gives them a net return of millions, and it ain't gonna happen. You even had that Stevie Broussard gentleman, the financial marketing director, who doesn't want you to slag off the game because it's gonna hurt his fee-fees. Oh my God. I have always said, why doesn't Ubisoft bring back Sam Fisher in Splinter Cell? Before Michael Ironside got seriously ill with throat cancer, they could have actually gone through the lines of dialogue that he didn't use for a particular game and maybe reconstitute them for a future title. Are we going to get that? No. Are we going to get a suitable voice actor replacement for Sam Fisher? Not that Michael Ironside can ever be replaced. Of course not. They're just too goddamn lazy. It's like Marvel now saying, oh, we're going to recast T'Challa in the 3rd Black Panther movie. A bit too late for that, Marvel, because you could have done it for the 2nd one. And guess what? Nobody gave 2 shits, did they? It's a real shame about Ubisoft that this is all happening. And again, am I actually being sincere with that comment? No, I'm not. I just want this company to make good games again, but they never listen to the fans. What's the point of them having a social media presence when, ironically, the only time they're present is when they have to make a blanket statement about why they cannot get the Assassin's Creed Shadows released on time for Black History Month in America? Because again, if you look at the characterization of Yasuke, he bears a striking resemblance to the late George Floyd. You go and figure that out. It's not a conspiracy theory, folks. It's all there for all to see. And rest in peace, Sam Fisher. Yeah, we got him in a Rainbow Six spin-off, but it's not the same as having that a grumpy, crusty, middle-aged, badass dude in his own title again. At least I got my old Splinter Cell games to replay whenever I want to. It's great. But Ubisoft, wow, man, you've kicked yourself again and again in the nuts, and you totally deserve it. And how am I going to end this video, folks? Well, at the beginning, you saw Smash JT read out my milestone chat on his great live stream this morning, where I speculated that Kim Belair of Sweet Baby Inc., an ex-Ubisoft employee herself, could be the illegitimate love child of Yves Guillemot because she's half white and half black and hates her French father with absolute disdain. So why don't you take that conspiracy theory, folks, and do what you please with it? And on that one, if you enjoyed this video today, leave a like below, smash that subscribe button, and thank you very much to the new subscribers I've gained just this week alone, and I'll catch you catching me for the return of my next video.
Don't forget to buy some Kung Fu hot dog merchandise from the spread shop link below this video, whether you live in the UK or USA. I particularly enjoyed this gratuitous close-up of Jill Valentine.